Hey guys, we're here at a domestic violence meeting. There's Mayor Lily Wu right there. Brandon Johnston, I met him yesterday. This is my first meeting I've ever gone to. Just trying to see how everything works, and hopefully maybe we'll get more of this stuff in the future. All depending on how this one goes. Have a good one, and we'll just sit there and tune in and be involved in the community for the first time in my life. So I'm not going to talk much. We're just going to observe and listen and see how everything works. Glasses on. It's so bright here. Yeah, I'm wearing sunglasses because it's so bright right here. Sorry about that. Trying to get a better view of them, but I don't want to hold this thing the whole time, so.
Good morning, staff. Can you please roll the video?
Thank you for attending today's City Council meeting. Please take a moment to silence your mobile device. If you wish to speak on an agenda item after the mayor invites public comment, proceed to the podium, state your name and address, and you will be given 5 minutes to speak. A timer can be viewed on the podium screen. You may speak one time per agenda item. Please refrain from clapping after other speakers. Thank you again for joining us today. Let's pause a moment for our television audience to join us.
Welcome to all of you and good morning, Wichita. We'll call the meeting to order, and with us today is Reverend Ben Staley of Chapel Hill United Methodist Church to provide our invocation. Following that invocation, we will ask to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, and we invite you to join us for both.
Give us a sip.
Let's pray together. discovered that you are the one who is able to make all things new as you watch over our city. Make this to be a new season for us all. A new season for our families, and be with our children and teachers and administrators and guide them in this new school year. May this be a new season of comfort and hope for those in our community who are not well, who may be homeless or poor. Guide workers and leaders who are dealing with a strike today. Make new our commitment to justice for all, no matter their race or gender, and help our city leaders to have wisdom and moral courage to be able to lead our community with values that are in keeping with your will for our city and everyone in it. And especially lead us in this session today. Help us, Lord, that by your grace we will have a new attitude of thankfulness, peace with one another, and hope through Jesus Christ, in whose name we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, can you please call the first item?
Approve the minutes of the regular meeting of September 24th, 2024.
Are there any changes or corrections? I see none. I move to approve the minutes for the September 24th, 2024 meeting.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? I see none. Madam Clerk, please open the roll. Motion passes 7-0. Madam Clerk, please call the next item.
Awards and proclamations. Today, for proclamations, we have the Building and Managers Association Day, Junior League of Wichita Appreciation Week, and Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
May I please ask the individuals with the Building BOMA Day to please come forward at this time. The proclamation reads, the City of Wichita, Kansas, founded in 1870, whereas the Building Owners and Managers Association, also known as BOMA, of Wichita, Kansas, has been a cornerstone of the city's commercial real estate industry for 41 years. BOMA has demonstrated unwavering dedication to fostering professional development, promoting advocacy, and driving community engagement within the commercial real estate sector. Whereas BOMA's commitment to excellence has significantly contributed to the growth and prosperity of Wichita's environment, enhancing the quality of life for residents and businesses alike. BOMA's commitment to sustainability and innovation has led to the implementation of environmentally responsible practices and cutting-edge technologies, enhancing Wichita's reputation as a forward-thinking and environmentally conscious city. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Lily Wu, Mayor of the City of Wichita, along with the Wichita City Council, do hereby proclaim October 16, 2024 as BOMA Day in the City of Wichita, and encourage all citizens to recognize and celebrate the invaluable contributions of the Building Owners and Managers Association to Wichita's success.
Thank you all for joining us today for this significant occasion as we celebrate BOMA Wichita Proclamation Day. This proclamation is more than just a recognition of our organization. It's a celebration of the work we do together to strengthen the commercial real estate industry in Wichita. For years, BOMA Wichita has been committed to advancing the interests of property owners, managers, and professionals in the built environment. We are not only advocates for the industry, but also a community of leaders who are dedicated to fostering growth, sustainability, and innovation within our city. Today's proclamation reinforces our role as a vital part of Wichita's economic development and underscores our dedication to the long-term success of the city's commercial real estate landscape. This is a moment to reflect on how we, as BOMA members, contribute to the fabric of the community, ensuring that the spaces we manage and maintain serve as pillars of progress for businesses, residents, and visitors alike. I want to thank Mayor Lily Wu and the City Council for this honor and for acknowledging the important role BOMA Wichita plays in shaping the future of our city. This recognition encourages us to continue our mission with even more passion and commitment. Let's take this moment to celebrate what we've accomplished together and look forward to the exciting opportunities ahead. Thank you for all being here today, and thank you for your continued support of BOMA Wichita.
May I please ask the Junior League of Wichita to please come forward at this time. The proclamation reads, the City of Wichita, Kansas, founded in 1870, whereas Junior League of Wichita was established in 1925 and is an organization of women committed to advancing women's opportunities for leadership and meaningful community impact through volunteer action, collaboration, and training. Whereas Junior League of Wichita has been the driving force behind investments, initiatives, and institutions that make Sedgwick County a healthier, more vibrant community, including the Pride of the Plains exhibit at the Sedgwick County Zoo, revitalization of Heritage Square Park, establishment of the Baby Mobile Outreach Program with the Wichita Children's Home, and partnering in the expansion of the Child Advocacy Center. Whereas Junior League of Wichita is hosting the 19th annual Holiday Galleria to raise funds to fulfill their current initiative of empowering women to be safe, smart, and successful by offering assistance connecting women with life-saving resources, financial literacy education, providing scholarships to advance learning, professional development opportunities, and mentorship. Whereas Junior League of Wichita's core values of diversity, collaboration, community investment, leadership, respect, and service enable all women in Sedgwick County to serve as catalysts for lasting change within their community. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Lily Wu, Mayor of the City of Wichita, along with the Wichita City Council, do hereby proclaim October 3rd to 6th, 2024 as Junior League of Wichita Appreciation Week in the City of Wichita, and encourage all citizens to express their appreciation by supporting Junior League of Wichita by attending the 2024 Holiday Galleria held at Century 2 Expo Hall.
Thank you, Mayor Wu and Council. It is our pleasure to accept this proclamation on behalf of the Junior League of Wichita. Since Junior League of Wichita's inception in 1925, thousands of women have served the greater Wichita area as volunteers. These women represent all walks of life with common goals of serving the community and developing their potential as women. Our current mission, voted on by members in April 2022, will focus on how we can support women in every walk of life. The scope of this focus area will allow Junior League of Wichita to support a variety of initiatives that empower women to be safe, smart, and successful. Holiday Galleria, a day of shopping, a year of giving, is Junior League of Wichita's annual upscale shopping event featuring 120 regional and national merchants. The 19th Annual Holiday Galleria is scheduled for this weekend, October 3rd through 6th, 2024, at Century 2 Expo Hall. The objective of Holiday Galleria is to raise funds to fulfill Junior League of Wichita's goal of building a better community. We would like to thank our sponsors, both past and present, who helped us raise net proceeds of more than $1.9 million in our first 18 years. Junior League of Wichita is an organization of women committed to promoting volunteerism, developing the potential of women, and improving communities through effective communication and trained leadership and volunteers. Thank you again for your consideration and support of our mission and your time here this morning.
May I please invite the Wichita Cedar County Community Response Team to come forward at this time? The proclamation reads, the City of Wichita, Kansas, founded in 1870, whereas Domestic Violence Awareness Month provides an important opportunity for citizens to learn about domestic violence and to show support for the numerous organizations and individuals who are providing advocacy efforts, services, and assistance to domestic violence survivors and victims. Whereas the Cedric County, Wichita Coordinated Community Response Team are committed to taking a firm position against domestic violence and will remain focused on ensuring that victims are safe in their homes and abusers are held accountable for their crimes. Whereas domestic violence and sexual assault result in victimization of adults, children, and families throughout the world. Whereas more than 6,000 cases of domestic violence are reported each year in Wichita, and the criminal justice system dedicates tremendous resources to arrest and prosecute perpetrators. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Lily Wu, Mayor of the City of Wichita, along with the Wichita City Council, do hereby proclaim the month of October 2024 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month in the City of Wichita, and encourage all citizens to promote healthy, non-violent relationships for all.
Thank you, Mayor and City Council. On behalf of the Wichita Cedric County Coordinated Community Response Team, we accept this with so much gratitude. We have had a significant increase in domestic violence cases in the City of Wichita for the last 5 years. In the last year, we had over 7,800 cases in the City of Wichita alone. That is more than 21 cases per day reported to law enforcement. We have a great team of community leaders, advocates, medical professionals, law enforcement, and prosecutors dedicated to reducing the number of domestic violence cases. We will continue to provide care and critical services to survivors of domestic violence. We need to work towards building a culture where domestic violence is not going to be tolerated. Our community members should feel safe and respected and live free from abuse. Thank you.
Can we please invite our speaker for today?
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Pete Nahara, and I'm the President and CEO of Your United Way of Appliance. And I wanted to thank you for giving me just a few minutes to address the council on behalf of the citizens we support here in Wichita. For 102 years, the United Way of Appliance has been a force for good in this community. Founded in 1922 by the local business community, it was created as a way for the community to pool all of its resources into one organization so that it could make a positive social impact in the areas our community needs the most. Today, we still have challenges in strengthening our community, just like we did 100 years ago. They may be different, but they are just as difficult to solve today as they were in 1922. In community health, our state was once ranked number 8 in the country, but now it is ranked 29th due to higher cost and limited access. In education, over 70% of our third graders may not yet be reading at proficient levels to ensure graduating high school in the future. In financial stability, we have data that shows us that 40% of our working families are living paycheck to paycheck. And when basic costs like rent and child care are rising much faster than inflation, it's making it tougher for everybody. And in basic needs, we continue to address the affordable housing crisis so that every neighbor can have a stable roof over their head and food on the table. But I'm optimistic that we can and that we are doing better over a century later. We've been working very hard with businesses and all of you in local government to tackle these complex social challenges so that we can foster a community where everyone can thrive. For example, in health, we now have a strong partnership with Delta Dental where we're able to provide care for the uninsured. In education, we now have an army of volunteers who mentor over 300 children in third grade for 30 minutes a week so that they are on grade level when they enter fourth grade. In financial stability, together, we created a coalition, the first of its kind in the state of Kansas, to provide second chance banking for the unbanked and the underbanked so that thousands of families now can use secure banking systems and not use predatory lending practices that take 30% of their paycheck. And in basic needs, we have partnered with the city and the county to form and lead the Coalition to End Homelessness, something that each of you are actively involved with, and we appreciate your support. By partnering with the city, we are also able to now provide free rides for veterans to use public transportation to use the world-class VA Medical Center right here so they get the health care they need. And last year alone, together, we helped 60,000 rides between vets and the VA so they can get the health care they need. And finally, we operate the 211 call center, the social service hotline that handles issues that 911 is not prepared for. These are calls to help people prevent homelessness, for calls to help people find food to feed their family, for calls for people to help keep the heat on when winter approaches. So today, we serve over 800,000 people in a 10-county service region around Wichita. We are the largest charity in South Central Kansas, and we take pride in being the backbone of a charitable ecosystem called to provide a strong social safety net to help those with a hand in their time of need. Over the past 5 years, the United Way has mobilized resources to serve our community and help others over 2.5 million times. It's by harnessing the collective power of many that we are able to help so many, especially 2 years ago during the Andover tornado, something we're still helping citizens recover from today. Or to help 12,000 kids now learn to read before they enter kindergarten so that they're not in crisis by third grade. Or how we help 6,000 families get their tax return back free every year. Not to mention the 91 other causes we support and programs we fund last year alone to help harness the caring power of this community. Because of this economy of scale, we have become an exceptional steward of the donor dollar, converting every donated dollar into $2.47 of impact in our community, proving that when we all join the movement to help others, we are a powerful force for good.
It's time to get up. This is our moment to be more, a pledge to do more, for something far greater than yourself. You are supposed to be right here, right now. We're going to take on the world. In this promise, be united to help unconditionally in times of need, times of uncertainty, and times of crisis. We need you. The work isn't done. When they need shelter, water, care, time, love, help. For them, extend your hand. This is humanity at its core. To harness the caring power of this community. For in your words, in your actions, lies the power for you to change the world. So what are you waiting for? You are a force for good. You are the united. We're gonna take on the world.
So, in closing, I'd like to thank the mayor and the city council members all here for choosing to run for office. I know it's something difficult, but it's a noble calling that you have chosen to represent our community in an act of selflessness and public service. I also want to thank our city manager, Bob Layton, and the 3,000 people that have chosen a career of public service to work for the people of Wichita as a member of the city government, to fight for something larger than themselves in advancing the common good in our community. And on behalf of the 800,000 people that I represent here at the United Way, I want to thank everybody here for what they do on their own time to donate their time and their talent and their treasure to invest in the work that we are doing at their United Way in the Plains. Look, any United Way is only as strong as the community that supports it. So I'm very grateful for everyone here, for your leadership, for your personal example, and for your support of the work we do to help our neighbors and lift this community that we call home right here in Wichita. Because together, we are a force for good. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Pete, for giving us the opportunity to learn more about the United Way of the Plains. And we appreciate having these presentations that will be forthcoming. Next week, we will have Wichita Public Schools come forward and give a presentation as well. So thank you very much. Madam Clerk, can you please call the next item?
Celeste Reset, 80th Liberation Anniversary of Orleans, France.
Bonjour, I am Celeste Reset, a Wichita native, and currently reside at 21st and Ridge. This is a heartfelt thank you to Mayor Wu and you all, City Council members, for allowing 4 delegates from the Wichita area sister cities to represent the city of Wichita for the 80th Liberation Anniversary in Orleans, France. Myself, Kelly Harper, Kay Miller, Lisa Burns represented you all because you could not travel. We understand that. And we paid our own travel expenses in case taxpayers are wondering. I want to say that this was truly an emotional journey. My father, Vince Bogart, was an Army Air Corps bomber and fighter pilot in World War II, and he visited Orleans as Wichita mayor in 1964. So this was a particularly special journey for me, attending 60 years later. So again, merci. The exuberance for Wichitans in Orleans is actually unparalleled. We rode in a World War II Jeep along a 2-mile parade route with joyous crowds yelling bonjour and Wichita. Orleans folks were waving U.S. flags from the sidewalk and even up on the balconies on the 3rd floor stories of buildings. The military vehicles in the parade were actually from World War II and included tanks and armored vehicles. General Patton's granddaughter, I got to meet her, Helen Patton. She laid flowers on the memorial for Allied soldiers in the town square and then again at the Memorial Plaza. There were U.S. Army servicemen and women from Stuttgart, Germany, as well as U.S. military brass from Kansas City. The memorial ceremony was solemn and respectful. The Star-Spangled Banner was performed by the France military band on every occasion we were there. Every 10 years, Orleans celebrates this liberation with the highest regard for the state of Kansas. Why? Because on August 16, 1944, Orleans was liberated from Nazi occupation by the Kansas Regiment of the 137th Infantry of the 35th Army Division. Since that day, that very day in 1944, goodwill visits between the two cities have continued. President Eisenhower, another Kansas native, made this sister city relationship formal as a way to promote international friendship and goodwill. In 1970, Orleans gave Wichita a hand-carved stone statue of Joan of Arc. Wichita, in turn, gave Orleans a miniature train for carrying children around their community park. In 1990, Wichita gave a replica of Black Bear Bosun's Keeper of the Plains, which I saw. Wichita shipped its stone Joan of Arc figure to Rome, where it was copied and cast in bronze. The bronze is one of only 2 reproductions of a sculpture completed in 1836 that is currently located in marble in the Palace of Versailles. One of only 2, and I saw our sister bronze statue in Orleans this year. This bronze is displayed outside the former public library at 223 South Main, and 2 Wichita nonprofits care for the flower beds surrounding the statue, Save Century 2 and Wichita area sister cities. Please catch the beauty of the monks and lavender that are now in full bloom around the statue. Here in Wichita, the 80th Liberation Anniversary was celebrated with a posting of colors and presentation in Sedgwick County Historic Museum. This included a reading of historical eyewitness accounts from the Army servicemen present in 1944 during the liberation of Orleans, and several of you honored our program by attending. Thank you, Mayor Wu, for speaking at the anniversary event, and to those of you who were present, and I think it was Coheisel and Ballard, and if I forgot anybody, sorry, but thank you for coming, because it's so important that we here in Wichita also celebrate what our veterans and servicemen did in World War II. So thank you for gracing our presentation. There is so much more I can say about this celebration, but let me end by asking for each of us to do our part, to remember the sacrifice 80 years ago in a land across the ocean for a country whose language we did not speak. Thank you for representing our relationship and supporting us. And next year in April, 9 Orleans citizens will be coming here for a week stay. Please help us reciprocate their hospitality and to remember to brush up on your French. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you, Celeste. And now we will open it up for individuals who would like to speak during public comment.
We have one more.
Oh, we have one more.
Andrew Crane, access issue.
Good morning. This is Andrew Crane, Guiding Cause ICT, and I am here today on behalf of the Access Advisory Board and wanting to let you guys know that there was an article in the KSN on disability access for downtown Wichita, and the ranking that's got, it is down to 0 on access for the disabled community. Now, the Disability Access Advisory Board has a question for City Manager and Troy Anderson on that article, and also the City Council too. So that's my question, and seeing if we can get a representative, City Manager, to come to the Access Advisory Board, because a lot of disabled people are not too happy that we are low on access in downtown Wichita and all over the place. Even today, when I was walking over here, I walked down Market to First Street. There was barricades up, and I had an issue of crossing the street, and I had to cross in the middle of the street, and not very safe. And there was also glass on the sidewalk too, and that. So that's one of the things that you guys need to be working on, and to make this city more accessible to the blind and low vision community here in Wichita. Any questions?
Vice Mayor Ballard.
Thank you, Mayor. My question is actually for Gary. Thank you, Andrew.
You're welcome.
Gary, I just wondered if you could address some of Mr. Crane's concerns, and I haven't had a chance to read the article yet. We just got in our email, but if you could address any of those concerns, that would be awesome.
Sure, Mayor and Council members, Gary Jansen, Public Works and Utilities. So we are aware of the article that Andrew mentions. Haven't had a chance to really dig in. The next Access Advisory Board meeting is on October 23rd. Staff will be there to help answer questions. One of our challenges right now is the reference story is very broad. There's not a lot of specifics in there. It's really kind of hard to tell, even though there's some criteria listed on how cities were ranked. It really, from what I've seen so far, it really doesn't dig into. It talks about a lot to do with development and companies within a city. Not exactly sure how that ties to accessibility, but we'll look into it more. We work closely with the Access Advisory Board and others. We've got staff that's currently working with Federation for the Blind on some very specific accessibility issues within the community, including traffic signals, the specific area of Person Market that Andrew referenced is part of our downtown streets conversion. I happened to be sitting at that intersection yesterday, and I know that there still is accessibility around that area, but we will double check that to make sure. Anyway, we're looking into this. Certainly spend time with Andrew, as we often do, to discuss this further. But right now, I think it's been hard for us to pull out much detail-wise. We'll have to look into this a little bit more.
Thank you.
Councilmember Hoheisel.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Andrew, for bringing this to our attention. I'm going through the study right now. I would ask, do you have a link to where, to Gary's point, it might be a little more in-depth? I clicked on this and I'm kind of gazing through some of the metrics here, but it doesn't have, like Gary said, kind of a more thorough response. So do you know if there is one, or is that something I need to look up on my own time?
Probably look up on your own time, and that, because when the Access Advisory Board got that, we saw that, we were like, what the heck? The city of Wichita should be ranked very high on accessibility. And I know back in the day, 2017, we actually filed with the city, and we actually took over one of the buses. If you guys look back when that did get filed, and I think Mr. Tom Page and a few others on the Access Advisory Board filed against the city because the city hasn't done anything. And it's time. It's 2024, folks. It's time to change a couple of things.
Yeah, I agree with you. I really do. I'm just wondering, like, what can we gain from the study, or what can we glean from it? The points that they make are the issue with our public transit system, and then wheelchair accessibility, especially with grocery stores. Those are two of the three things that they're pointing out here. So I just want to make sure that we dig into it and really understand the other areas that we're falling behind as well, make sure we address those. So are there any other studies too that you could send us or make us aware of that's done around Wichita accessibility?
I can definitely do that for you, Paul Hazel.
All right, well, I appreciate that.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Andrew. We will now open it up for individuals in the community who would like to speak.
Good morning, Mayor and Council. Twyla Purity. I live in District 1, and I'm coming back again to talk about parking. Even just today, I think I mentioned it last time when we spoke about parking, trying to come to City Hall. They were still letting people in, the parking system letting people in, folks were circling, no parking places, city vehicles were seen, and there were 6 spots protected by cones. And I've seen it, and there was one spot with a city vehicle still in it. I say city, it looked like a truck. I think it had a city vehicle and a cone. So folks are protecting their spaces with cones, and we're just unable to find places to park. A couple times I've been here and I've seen, I don't know if you have motorcycle parking, but motorcycles taking up independent car spaces, and so motorcycle parking might help with that. But the other thing, so I'm not opposed at all to the new parking system that is being explored by the city. My comments are really to encourage thoughtful and thorough consideration on how these are going to impact those with fewer resources. So a couple things. I was visiting my sister when we were in Cape May, New Jersey, and there were signs for parking. We're going to park in that cool shopping area, and they were all in English. So right there could be a problem for some folks. I learned yesterday with some of these Google Translate, you can take a picture of something and it'll translate for you. Now, I don't know if that requires internet, but if so, and you can only use your phones on Wi-Fi, then you wouldn't be able to use that service perhaps out in the community. But we paid for 2 hours, and then we left early. And then so someone else could come in, and if you do a meter, I leave early, and then somebody can use my money and use that time. But under this system, and I don't know how you plan to use it here, but you would potentially be getting paid double or triple, perhaps, for the same space. And I don't know that that's your intent. And then we were in Philadelphia. And there was a radio program, and they were talking about a new lot in downtown Philadelphia that converted from coin parking to this automated system. I wish I knew what it's called. But anyway, there was a man, and he was clearly caught off guard. He didn't have a way to pay, but he was always had his coins so he could pay. And one of the other things that I thought I'd mention, under their new system, and I don't know if it works with the system anticipated here, but you can't back into parking spaces. And Wichitans love to back into parking spaces, and I know that because I pay attention because I'm jealous. I cannot back up my pickup. I just can't do it. So anyway, Wichitans love backing up, and that might be an impact. But the impact really is on the poor. And I don't know, I have a bank account, I have a credit card. But not everybody does. And if you don't have this book, I highly, highly recommend it. There's some amazing statistics in here. But one of them, so if you have to have a bank account, according to the FDIC, and this was in 2019, one in 19 U.S. households had no bank account in 2019. Black and Hispanic families were nearly 5 times more likely to lack a bank account. And then when it comes to credit, you know, if you want to put it on a credit card, but as troublesome as bad credit is, having no credit score at all, which is the case for 26 million adults in the United States, another 19 million possess a credit history too thin or outdated to be scored. So consider that. And then enforcement is really kind of one of my concerns. Who's going to set the amount of fees? What fines and fees and surcharges will be added? What will be the consequences if their fines are unpaid? Are you going to tow? Will there be more fines? Are you going to suspend licenses? What will be the scope of the work of those enforcing parking? Is it going to go beyond this? Will they be able to fine folks if their tag is expired? Are they going to be able to go into neighborhoods and look for illegal parking? And then I just want to encourage that you get really granular data so that you can use it for decision making. And if this is going to be ran by and profited by Car Park, you know, as an executive, my job is maximize shareholder wealth. And that's going to be, if it's a for-profit company, that's what they're going to be looking for. So just please be thoughtful and thorough in all aspects so it doesn't negatively impact our marginalized folks here. Thank you. Thanks.
Vice Mayor Ballard.
Thank you, Mayor. Tyler, thank you so much for bringing up some of those topics. I believe myself and the majority of the council, if not all, is very sensitive to some of the things that you brought up. And in some of the conversations that we've been having are having the first hour or two potentially free for anywhere that you're parking, and I think that could maybe help with the duplicate, you know, paying for the 2 hours and not utilizing the full 2 hours. So I'm happy that we're looking or considering something like that for the reason that you suggested, and also knowing that, you know, maybe sometimes in the evening or on the weekends it would potentially be free. So I just appreciate you bringing those up, and I think most of us have said the entire time that some type of hybrid is going to be really important. I was joking around about my dad's always going to have coins in his pocket and maybe not want to put the app. So I think certainly during any time of transition, we would need to have the QR code, the app, and a place to feed the meter too. So appreciate all of your comments, and it sounds like we're on the right track for some of the concerns.
Councilmember Johnson.
Thanks, Mayor. I would just add to that, we're finalizing a meeting for October 28th at the Advanced Learning Library to go over some more specifics about the parking plan. So once that gets all done, I'll let you know about that too.
Thanks, Twyla. Would anyone else from the audience like to speak?
Good morning, I'm Kelly Harper, 1240 North Talleyrand here in Wichita. Mayor Wu, City Council, I am here to, as a Sister City member and also past president and a very long time member of our Sister City relationships, 5 decades in fact. I was in the very first ambassadorial group to Orlando, 5 decades, over 5 decades now. So I have a very deep relationship with these people. With this, the reason for my presence here at the podium is not to tell you just about who I am and why I have this interest, but I have a gift from the city of Orleans, from Mayor Brewer, the mayor of Orleans, for me to present to you, Willie Wu, on behalf of the city. We had an absolutely incredible time for the 80th anniversary of liberation. And I want to make sure that that really sinks in. 80 years. I'm repeating, 80 years. I certainly was not living 80 years ago. And my father did not speak of the war and his participation at Normandy. But I can tell you that there are still people alive in the city of Orleans that remember those Kansas men marching into their war-torn city, and specifically are grateful to those Wichita men that pushed the Nazis all the way out to the marginal line. With that came this deep appreciation for the people, and not only those soldiers, but the Wichitans that then began to provide box after box after shipment of things to help the people of Orleans live in those war-torn years. This book that Mayor Boulard is sending, actually, it's a beautiful, beautiful book. And the very front cover, which I know that will be displayed somewhere, is my favorite view of Orleans. I have lived in Orleans myself for 2 years, and during those 2 years, 47 years ago, people constantly were thanking me. I was 18 when I first went. I was 20 when I went to live there for 2 years, and people were constantly thanking me for liberating them. And I thought, I'm just a young person. Why do they keep thanking me? It was my father's war. But it was the American people they wanted to convey. And what we saw in Orleans last month for this 80th anniversary, the throngs of people that came out to cheer the parade that went by, still saying thank you, and pounding their hearts with gratitude. We are a very special sister city to them, and while they have so many more sister cities than we have here in Wichita, we will always be among their very top favorite ones because of what our soldiers did. So this view, my favorite view, is a view of the cathedral from across the river. This cathedral has the story of Joan of Arc in all of the stained glass windows, and her story of the 100 Years' War. This is not the first war. World War I, World War II are not the first wars they experienced, but the 100 Years' War and that fortitude of Joan of Arc that pushed through and liberated the city of Orleans. She is their patron saint. So this church right here is very representative of the city. I'm almost out of seconds, but I just want to say thank you for allowing us to go and represent the city of Wichita at the city's 80th anniversary in Orleans. Mayor Wu, may I step forward?
Councilmember Hoheisel.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you both for